Hi people, welcome to CG Reaction, and this is Scandalous Popes of the Middle Ages by the channel Nella Academy. Yes, another Sam video. I've reacted to quite a few already. If you haven't seen it, I've created a playlist for it. Check the cards, I guess, if you haven't seen it. So yeah, Scandalous Popes. I don't know much history about Pope and Vatican City and about this all things that was created around it. But sometimes I wonder, this Vatican City Pope, is this an empire, or is this just religion, religion figurehead, I guess, a head of the religion? Because sometimes it feels like it's an empire, because people, there are lots of scandals around people stabbing each other in the back to become popes and things like that. Pope is inside the Vatican City, and I think Vatican City is its own entity, and no country has say over it. Only Pope and their own people have say over it. So that kind of makes it an empire, isn't it? Not just some religion and things around it. So yeah, this Pope is kind of also like celebrity. Everywhere he goes, like people line up to the streets like, oh, Pope's coming. So yeah, that is also something. So yeah, of the Middle Ages. So this is the things that happen in the Middle Ages. Yeah, let's watch this video. And people, remember, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe so I know which type of videos to react to more.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hey kids, time to alienate 23.9% of the United States from my potential audience, because today we're talking Pope.
That's it? Only 23.9%? I thought it would be much higher than that. I thought it would be more than 50% or something. The way politicians in USA constantly talk about being Catholic and Catholic values and Christian values, I thought they are playing to their base because it's so majority of it. 23.9 doesn't feel that much. I genuinely thought it would be much higher than that.
Oops. Now don't get me wrong, the modern papacy is a great thing. Just a genuinely virtuous man being elected to govern and set an example for Christians everywhere. That's awesome. But back in the day, not so. See, in the Middle Ages, the church was one of the greatest powers in the Western world, having massive influence over monarchs and laymen alike. And as we know, with great power comes great tomfoolery. Here's some of the less wholesome popes that history has to offer. Pope Stephen VI assumed the pontificate in May of 896, during a time of...
Yeah, that is true, isn't it? There was a time where Pope had extremely high power. Pope had say over who is king of what area and not. That was really powerful. Yeah, that is true. I've seen some videos where Pope decides, I guess, who becomes a king and not become a king, or which kingdom to condemn, I guess. So people are scared of displeasing Pope. So that was something around that time. And even current Pope right now is a really cool guy, isn't it? Lots of hardcore Christians hate him apparently, because he's such a cool and laid back guy. Some of the hardcore Christians who hate some things, the Pope is like, I don't care about that, chill out, it's all fine. I'm paraphrasing obviously, but the hardcore Christians are like, what, that Pope is not true, he's an imposter and things like that. But yeah, the current Pope is a really cool guy, I guess.
Great instability for the papacy, where rulers and families of all different shapes and sizes were vying for influence over the Catholic Church. As such, successive popes from this period often had different ideas about how things should be run. Stephen, for example, didn't much care for Pope Formosus, the guy before last. Why? It's complicated. Even if I could wrap my head around all this, it'd probably be boring as hell, so just take it on good faith that Steve had a lot of beef with Formosus. So much beef, or as we call it, papal bull, that Stephen couldn't even be happy that the dude was already dead. So he had the 8-month-old corpse of Formosus dug up, dressed up in pope clothes, sat down on a throne, and literally put on trial, with a deacon appointed to give all his responses for him. So you thought you could get away from the law with that little dying stunt of yours? Well, tell me, Mr. Thrombosis, did you violate canon law, commit perjury, and pretend to be a bishop when you weren't? Yes, pasta fazool, I am a fool. I've heard all I need to hear. This court finds you guilty, and everything you did as...
Alright, why are these people, who are they called? Bishops, I guess, who are, under the Pope. One of them becomes the Pope. Are they bishops? I'm not so sure. So yeah, why are they one of them? I think it's the people in the red hats are that, I don't know. So why are they not going like, he has lost it, that's it, let's elect another pope and just throw him out right here? Because this is just stupid beyond anything. I don't even know what to think about this. I mean, right now Sam is saying this must be true, but even I have a hard time wrapping my mind around, like, this really happened? Did he really dug up a grave, took out a decayed body, sat down the throne and did a trial like that? That's just effed up, man. How are these people not going like, man, screw this guy, throw him out?
Pope, we legally declare to be fake and dumb and stupid and dumb. Now throw him in the river. What? The river? Can he do that? See the hat? That means I'm Pope. P-O-O-P Pope. You better 3-point that bitch into the briny deep right quick or I'm gonna raise hell. Metaphorically. So they throw him in the river. This whole thing caused an uproar among Formosa's supporters, and after Formosa's corpse was allegedly seen performing miracles at the riverbank, Stephen ended up being overthrown, imprisoned, and executed by strangers.
Damn. That was quick, wasn't it? Yeah, man, I mean, come on. It's stupid. I'm the Pope now. I dictate things. Where's the old Pope? Dug him out. I'm gonna put him on trial even though he's dead. Of course, this was going to bite him in the ass. Apparently, miracles means card trick. Good to know. So every time there is a mention of some Christian miracle of the past, they just did the card trick, apparently.
The body, now slimy and disgusting, was fished out of the Tiber and reinterred in St. Peter's Basilica, where it rests to this day. Next, we'll talk about John the 12th. This guy already looks like one of my characters. Why don't we just, yeah, there we go. This guy ascended to the throne when he was just 18 years old, which is insane. If I was elected world's biggest hat wearer at that age, you better believe things would get real.
How is that possible? Aren't you supposed to jump through some ranks before you can even be considered to become a pope? I don't know, I guess, priest from there to, I don't know, some cardinal, I guess. Whoever is in charge of massive cathedrals. From them, I think you're supposed to become a bishop or something. And from there, they choose if you become a pope or not. That takes time. How the hell did he become a pope at 18 years old?
Real unpapal real quick. I'm talking gambling, hookers, setting fires, and toasting to the devil. And wouldn't you know it, these are all things John the 12th did. It's said that he took the sacred palace and literally made it into a whorehouse. Matter of fact, while researching the guy, I stumbled across this list of sexually active popes. This is a real Wikipedia article.
Alright, again, like I said in the start of the video, being a pope is a head of a religion. Everything is about a religion. This is not an empire. This is not a king of a country. How can he just turn something like that into a whorehouse or whatever he said? People saying like, this is a Christian religion. What are you doing? And kick him out? I mean, obviously kings have that power. Like, I'm a king. You obey me and things like that. I have soldiers, military, whatever. How can Pope have that kind of power? I mean, Pope, until he acts like Pope, it's all fine. But if he stop acting like Pope, won't the people just kick him out? How can he just say, this is actually religion. This goes against their values, Christian values. What is being a Christian? This goes against everything, creating a whorehouse and everything. Won't people just revolt like, what the hell's going on here? This is a holy place.
Take a hike, toilet paper orientation. Daddy's got a new favorite. John is featured prominently on this list, of course. He had a thing for widows for some reason. Personally, I'm not big on weepy old hags. I'm more of a carefree young hag type of guy, but to each their own. He also banged his niece a bunch, which not the most virtuous act, but Middle Ages and bloodline, fucking whatever. His playboy lifestyle eventually caught up to him though, leading to the Synod of Rome, where everyone got together to talk about what a piece of shit he is so they could kick him off the throne. Besides all the deviancy, there was a lot of things they had problems with. For one, someone once offered John some money to ordain a 10-year-old as a bishop, and he was just like, alright, I would have done it for free, honestly. Look how big those robes are on him, that's hilarious. He also had a deacon ordained in a horse stable, just like, oh, for fuck's sake, alright, let's get this over with. Shouldn't we be doing this in like a A church? Listen, bucko, if it's good enough for Jesus to be born in, it's good enough for you to have your little cardinal party. No, sir, not cardinal, he's just a deacon. Not if you keep running your mouth, you aren't. He also liked going on hunting trips now and then, generally considered to be something popes don't do, although my suspicion is that they were just tired of cleaning his big stupid camo hat every time. Probably his worst act, though, was putting on a helmet, followed closely in second by the time one of his subdeacons got on his nerves, so he literally cut off his dick and murdered him. So between all this and some conflicts with Otto I of the Holy Roman Empire, John was uncanonically ousted in 963. Except as soon as Otto left Rome, nobody was there to pressure him off physically anymore, so John was like, lol, just kidding, rounded up all his groupies, kicked the new pope off the throne, and continued his role like nothing happened by early 960.
Yeah, for the love of God, again, I'm gonna keep ranting about this. Isn't this just a religion? Why are they acting like it's some kind of country or an empire? How can he overthrow the current pope and become pope himself? This is stupid. This is a religion. This is a holy thing. And there are any rules or people who says, people who are under pope, who are the, who wears these red robes and things. I don't know who they call. Are they bishops or who are they? So aren't they hold the power to say who's pope or not? How can somebody just come back and overthrow the current pope?
But just a few months later, fate caught up with John, and he died the way he lived, committing adultery. Now let's be real, we all have our little guilty pleasures in life. Some people like a nice bag of Cheetos, others like scented candles, or poorly drawn educational videos. Alexander VI liked watching horses fuck. According to Vatican chronicler Johann Burckhardt, he would specifically arrange for his stallions to be introduced to mares in heat outside his palace, and he'd stand up on his balcony to watch them violently mate, which just tickled him pink for some fucking reason, and he'd laugh uproariously during the entire spectacle. He also once threw a party in the palace called the Banquet of Chestnuts, also referred to as the Joust of Whores. Wait a minute, horse jousting, horses banging. Was dyslexia a thing back then? Nah, but during the banquet, Alexander had 50 of Rome's finest raggedy harlots line up and strip down for him and his guests, which, by the way, included 2 of his children, which, by the way, he had many children, but at this point hardly a concern. Guests began throwing chestnuts at the ladies, who got down on their hands and knees and scrambled frantically, like the cook at Denny's when I held him at gunpoint, trying to collect as many as they could. After this went on for a while, Alexander was like, alright kiddos, game time. Whoever can bang the most broads before the night's over wins Rome's finest silks, and the only condition is that anybody who makes a joke about nutting on someone's chest gets disqualified. It's too easy. This is all according to that one Johann guy, mind you. Some secondary sources differ pretty significantly on the more lurid details of all this, so do take it with a grain of salt, but at the same time, this guy was the official record taker for the ceremonies he was involved with, so it seems equally likely to me that the other guys just want.
So it was basically true. This is effed up, man. Seriously, this is why, you know what, if people want to believe in God, that's fine. But people say religion is true, it pisses me off. Religion is some person's version. Some guy just wrote a book thinking, yeah, this is what God told me. Yeah, why? Because we are supposed to believe your word because you told us so. Some guy just wrote some book and thinks this is a religion. God told me I'm conduit of God. Yeah, because you told us so. I don't think so, man. Look at that. Look at all this shit, man. Really? This is supposed to be a holy place? Believe in God, fine, but don't tell me that some book or some religion is true. I don't know.
Wanted to save a bit of face, but who knows. In the end, primary sources are usually the most reputable source of information. After all, what better way to learn about stuff than from people who have direct experience in the subject? That's why you need to try Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000.
Yeah, so there you go. That was a bit more scandalous than I thought it would be, since the topic was about popes. I thought, how scandalous can that be? Apparently very. So yeah, that was something. So yeah, I don't like religion, to be brutally honest. Doesn't matter which religion it is. It's all just some guy wrote a book some time ago and we're supposed to take his word for it. No. Believe in God, fine. Not religion. I don't like religion. So yeah, people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. And check out my other reactions in the description. There's a playlist. Check out the end card. Check out the cards. I'll see you next time.